LAPD SWAT. What's up everyone, General Discharge here. Today's video is going to be discussing the Los Angeles Police Department's Special Weapons and Tactics Team, more commonly referred to as LAPD SWAT. Almost everyone has heard of LAPD SWAT. There's a movie about them, TV shows about them, and they're widely recognized throughout the country. This elite SWAT team has a lot of history behind it. Did you know that the LAPD created the nation's first SWAT program? We'll get to more about that later. How about that they are one of a few full-time SWAT teams in the United States? Most SWAT teams are part-time gigs, believe it or not. If you want to know more about LAPD SWAT, what they do, who they are, their training, requirements, and much more, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Before we jump into it, make sure to take a moment and show us some love and support by liking our video and subscribing to our channel. Your support is our lifeblood. Do not hesitate to ask us questions in the comments section below. We check everything. LAPD SWAT falls under the LAPD Metropolitan Division, which is divided into platoons. The SWAT team is referred to as the D platoon within it. So, what's the brief rundown of how the LAPD SWAT team came about? Let's get into it. The Special Weapons and Tactics concept originated in the late 1960s as a result of several sniping incidents against civilians and police officers around the country. Many of these incidents occurred in Los Angeles during and after the Watts riot. This is what led the LAPD to start its SWAT team. Even though the LAPD was not the first police department to develop specialized police units, it was the first to form a police tactical unit. And believe it or not, the term SWAT was actually coined by them. The first LAPD SWAT unit, which stood up in the late 60s, consisted of 15 teams of 4 men each and would later be implemented full-time by 1971. Now that you have a brief history of this prestigious unit, let's get into what they do present day. Currently, LAPD SWAT is known worldwide as one of the foremost police tactical units in law enforcement. They are trained up to respond to a multitude of scenarios and emergencies, and pack a lot of power for how small in size it is. Their main missions are responding to high-risk situations where suspects are holding hostages, threatening suicide, or barricading themselves. They also initiate service of high-risk warrants for all department entities and serve to control difficult to secure open areas that pose a significant threat to the public. In a typical year, the LAPD SWAT team will have about 200 operations, and they do all that while operating significantly undermanned. LAPD SWAT is slotted for 60 officers. However, they currently have just above 40 operators due to retirements and injuries. Because of this, they are stretched thin, and the teams are split in half as odds and evens, where they take standby duties every other week in case of callouts that occur after hours. If you become an LAPD SWAT operator, you'll have your work cut out for you. And on a final note about manpower, did you know there's only ever been a few hundred LAPD SWAT officers since its inception? With each SWAT officer assigned a number after being assigned to a team, the newest operator's number was 402. That means that you're more likely, much more likely actually, to run into a Navy SEAL on the street than you are an LAPD SWAT member. So with that said, LAPD SWAT has assured the safe rescue of numerous hostages, arrested scores of violent suspects, and earned hundreds of commendations and citations, including several Medals of Valor, which are the department's highest award for heroism in the line of duty. Like we said, these heroes have a lot under their belt. So what opportunities do you have if you find yourself in the LAPD SWAT team? Spoiler alert, there's a lot. On top of everything you learn in your initial training, which we will get to in a bit, you'll have the opportunity to work in a variety of different collateral duties. In LAPD SWAT, these are called cadres. There is the Tactical Waterborne Unit, Crisis Negotiation Team, Snipers, Explosive Breachers, EMTs, Tech, Robots, Unmanned Aerial Systems, Defensive Tactics, Chemical Tactics, and Climbers. Let's go over what each of these do. Let's start off with the Tactical Waterborne Unit. This unit deals with missions similar in nature to soft combat divers. They include reconnaissance, tracking vessels, maritime infill and exfil to an objective, shipboarding, and dealing with hostage takers and barricades in maritime environments. Every LAPD SWAT diver is certified as a rescue diver at a minimum, and qualified on both open and closed-circuit underwater breathing systems. Their 40-hour public safety diver course is conducted in-house, but most of their divers go on to train with other entities such as SOF units and other law enforcement maritime tactical teams. They train a minimum of 2 days a month conducting maritime scenarios and honing their dive skills. Let's move on to the Crisis Negotiation Team. The mission of the CNT is to safely and effectively resolve SWAT incidents at the lowest level. They talk the subject or suspect into custody. The CNT cadre is a critical component of SWAT operations and is responsible for safely resolving thousands of volatile SWAT incidents, including hostage incidents, barricaded suspects, and suicidal subjects. All SWAT operators attend an in-house 40-hour basic crisis negotiator class. The CNT cadre trains a minimum of 2 days a month in addition to being sought out as experts for their knowledge and experience in dealing with persons in crisis. Next up is the Sniper cadre. LAPD SWAT snipers train weekly on various precision shooting disciplines ranging from rural to urban to aerial shooting. Each sniper must maintain a monthly precision rifle qualification standard to be actively certified. LAPD SWAT runs its own in-house sniper school for new operators, even though most attend additional training through various other agencies for enrichment. Now onto the explosive breachers. The mission of the breacher cadre is being the experts of safely and efficiently creating openings. Breaching cadre members complete a basic 40-hour explosive breacher course taught by one of several nationally and state-recognized companies. All cadre members are tested and licensed by the state of California as tactical explosive blasters. Breaching cadre members are very well versed in ballistic breaching, utilizing the breaching shotgun, manual breaching utilizing hand tools such as a hook, ram, and spreader. Additional cadre operators are versed in thermogenic breaching, utilizing tools such as the Broco torch and mechanical tools such as the quickie saw and chainsaw. Lastly, cadre breachers are especially skilled with utilizing SWAT bear and bearcats to pull and breach openings. Breachers train a minimum of 3 days a month training on everything from concrete walls to aircraft to RVs. Next up are the EMTs. EMTs are a critical component of LAPD SWAT. All EMT members are trained and nationally licensed, training with Los Angeles Fire Department personnel as well as emergency room hospital staff. LAPD SWAT EMTs have not only saved the lives of members of the public, but also the lives of SWAT operators. They operate in tandem with 8 LAFD tactical EMTs that are cross-assigned to SWAT for all operational missions. The EMT cadre trains a minimum of 2 days a month, in addition to attending outside training when able. Let's move on to the Tech cadre. The Tech cadre utilizes the colorful inventory of robots, unmanned aerial vehicles and systems, and observation systems in areas unsafe for operators during SWAT incidents. All Tech cadre members are FFA 107 licensed remote aerial operators, in addition to being experts with robotic systems such as the I-Core and Recon remote operated robotics. Cadre members train weekly with the various devices and systems, conducting maintenance and tasks. Let's just take a second here to appreciate how awesome LAPD SWAT is, and how capable it is. Okay, let's move on. The Defensive Tactics cadre are the subject matter experts, trainers, and developers of the defensive tactics, less lethal tools, and chemical agents. The DT cadre advises and trains SWAT personnel on the changing dynamics of arrest and control, the use of less lethal tools such as tasers, 40mm sponge munitions launchers, beanbag shotguns, and chemical agents such as CS and OC. Cadre officers attend a 40-hour chemical agent instructor course, in addition to being certified LAPD defensive tactics instructors. Second to last is the Chemical Tactics cadre. Chemical Tactics supports and maintains WMD response readiness for SWAT personnel. All SWAT operators are issued and trained in using 2 land-based CBA systems, the Patriot and the Shield. Both systems allow SWAT officers to operate in contaminated environments, from drug labs to a low-radiation nuclear environment. Typically, operators will utilize these systems in tinted structure searches or locations where narcotics are present. Officers maintain and train with this system on a monthly basis. And last but not least, the Climber cadre. Climbers safely rescue suspects, subjects, or officers from high-rises, bridges, cranes, or anywhere else that a fall could result in injury or death via different rope techniques. Additionally, all LAPD SWAT officers have basic training in rappel and aerial insertion techniques. The cadre performs as the subject matter experts during training and call for service where climbers are needed. Climbers are trained and certified in-house in a 40-hour tactical rope course. In addition to conducting training at least twice a month, conducting scenario-based training and training on the fundamentals of rope rescues. We just threw a lot at you there. LAPD SWAT is intense. As you can see from that selection, you'll have a lot of opportunities very similar to what you'd see in a military SOF unit. In fact, LAPD SWAT has very close relationships with virtually all DoD SOF forces, as well as federal, state, and local teams, where they share both their training and operational expertise. Okay, so you know what you'll be doing as an LAPD SWAT officer, but what's the training and selection process like? What about the requirements? The LAPD SWAT school is a selection process that takes roughly 8 to 10 months, from the start of the candidate process to successful completion of SWAT school. SWAT school is 16 weeks long, and after that, the new operators are put into a 6-month probationary period where they are evaluated on operational and training performance within the team. SWAT candidates learn how to think outside the box and bring value to the team. They are trained in the basics of being an operator, or what they commonly refer to as an assaulter. They learn the basics on covert, high-risk warrant service, hostage rescue, breaching, crisis negotiation, vehicle assault tactics, such as with planes, trains, and boats, aerial assault tactics, scouting, rope skills, and lots of shooting. So, what are the requirements? Well, to even get a shot at being in an LAPD SWAT team, you have to be in the LAPD for a minimum of 5 years. You'll then have to complete the SWAT school selection, which consists of submitting your application, a background check, shooting test, pistol manipulation test, 2 physical fitness tests, and then finish the training we just mentioned. The physical fitness test to get into selection consists of a 1.5 mile run in 12 minutes and 30 seconds or less, 40 strict push-ups, 60 strict sit-ups, 5 dead hang pull-ups, and then complete an obstacle course where you sprint, traverse a 20-foot chain wall, fast rope tower, traverse a 6-foot solid wall, a 12-foot chain link fence, a 50-meter body drag, and a 50-meter sprint. While there's no time limit on the obstacle course, getting under 2 minutes and 30 seconds is the standard. And there you go. You now know a decent bit about the LAPD SWAT. The real LAPD SWAT, that is. The TV shows and movies don't do it justice. Working in LAPD SWAT is so rewarding and awesome that many operators stay in the team the rest of their careers once they make it in. If you're into learning more about other civilian and law enforcement entities, we've done plenty of videos on them. On screen are all of the videos we've done thus far. There will be a playlist in the description for them. Well, that is the down and dirty of the Los Angeles Police Department's SWAT teams. If you learned something from this video, make sure to give us a like and subscribe to our channel. As always, thank you for watching. Do you even want to be here? A big shout out to all of our YouTube members and our patrons over at our Patreon. Thank you all so much for taking the extra step in supporting our channel. It is much appreciated. If you'd like to be featured on a General Discharge video, consider joining our membership with the link in the description or the join button to the left of the subscribe button, or go give our Patreon a look and join the team. Here's Nick Nausea.
All your friends are subscribing to General Discharge, and you don't even want to be here.